Hey there everyone, I have been making videos about Avatar The Last Airbender for quite a while now, and imagine my surprise when I saw that one of my most watched creators had made a video on Korra a few months ago. I was definitely keen to watch the video, but I figured why not watch it with all of you instead. So I will be reacting to that video today, and of course, full credits go to Devonte The One, a great content creator with some of the funniest animations I have seen. Great storytelling too, so please be sure to check out his channel. The original video will be linked in the description along with the channel link as well. Now without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay, so here's the video. You might notice my mic sounds a bit different, but that's because I'm using a different mic while recording this segment. Anyway, let's go.
Alright chat, let's be honest. By this point, everybody knows who this is.
Yeah, I used a really interesting angle of Korra there. Surprisingly, it makes sense. Anyway.
Avatar Korra. AKA!
Also, I'm just going to put attention on the title of the video. Korra, she belongs to the macrocosmos. I personally would have said she belongs to the spirit world, but nice touch. Let's go.
The worst and most hated avatar of all time. And ain't no spoiler alert, little bros. The show came out in 2012. Catch up. See, a lot of people hate her to this day because of either one of three things. Her unbearable personality.
Yeah, let me just stop right there before number two. That is the reason I personally do not like Korra. Not hate. I used to hate her for that reason, but you know, I give it some time and I thought things through. And I don't hate Korra, I just don't like her. But that's likely because I just don't like people with her kind of personality. You know, they're really arrogant people, really pushy and such. So, unbearable personality, that's my reason. Let's check out the rest.
Terrible avatar decisions she...
You know what? Yeah, number two also works. She made some really questionable decisions. Surprisingly, people actually defend those decisions, and I honestly hope I never have to meet any of those people because how? Anyway.
She made, or both. I don't hate her.
Yeah, or both. Exactly.
But as a person who's watched both Avatar The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra,
yep, so have I.
Went back and rewatched TLOK,
several times.
My mental agreement that Korra, the Avatar after Avatar Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender, is the worst Avatar to ever live.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. You know, I grew up watching Avatar The Last Airbender, obviously, and then I watched The Legend of Korra later on in teen years. And I remember liking the show because back then I wasn't watching the show to properly understand it. I was watching it coming off of Avatar The Last Airbender as someone who just wanted more Avatar content. And I think most of us can relate to that. But when you rewatch it again, when you've matured more, you start noticing the little nuances, the details, the changes, the characters themselves, the motivations and lack thereof when you're looking at someone like Mako. And you really start to see the cracks forming in the story. And that's when your hatred or dislike of Korra goes from something irrational to something that you can actually back up with evidence. Like me with Sakura, I can back up with evidence why I hate her. Notice how I said I hate Sakura, but I dislike Korra? Yeah.
While sitting back rewatching it, I noticed again the nice beginning plot, character nostalgia, good retaining of the OG ATLA art style but more modern, good animation, good beginning story, and character progression.
Yeah, character progression. For some characters, yeah, but not all of them. Look at Mako. From the start of the story to the end, what did Mako change other than who he was dating? And career path, I guess. Some characters really have nothing going on and kind of just exist being driven by the plot and just swaying in the waves, as it were. They have no purpose.
Oh my gosh. The show was not ass at all. It's just Korra. The reason it couldn't live up to the Avatar The Last Airbender's name is because of Korra. Like, do y'all know how much stress I went through rewatching how Korra dealt with things and witnessing her personality? Shit felt like fingernails running across a chalkboard.
Yeah, sometimes she makes some really bad decisions and it's like the story tries to justify her decisions at a certain degree. Like, that's when Korra makes mistakes, and obviously everyone makes mistakes, that's understandable. But it's like the story is coddling her. When she makes a mistake, either the story will warp around her to make that decision correct, or the little characters will just support her decision in the end. even if it was a bad one.
If I had to replace the word ass with something else, it'd be Korra. So the next time your homeboy gets his Korra handed to him in Street Fighter 5 times in a row and spazzes out, destroying the cable box, holding the entire house's Wi-Fi connection, say, "Give me Reggie," you Korra'd it. She single-handedly, after years, Undertaker the She Belongs To series back on my channel. Shoot, even had her pull up to the gym the other day to try out for the team, and she showed me exactly why she's not fit to make the starting lineup of the Mellow Mafia Big Dogs. What?
I don't get the reference.
You can still be our water girl. That seems...
I think, would you even trust her being a water girl at all? Does she not sound like someone who would just drop the water accidentally and just blame you for it?
more like a fitting position on the ungrateful little... Yeah, send her ass to the macrocosmos, cause she don't belong here, and I'll...
Spirit world. Send her to the spirit world. There is currently a tree that is very much free of occupants. Put her in there.
I don't know if y'all heard, but we got a new Avatar series coming out
Oh God, do I have so much to say about Seven Havens.
soon about the next Avatar. What is this? The next
The hatred has already started.
Avatar after Korra, with the story synopsis finally explained that officially confirms just how much Korra did. So today, chat, after redigesting the show, I want to address some things and talk about stuff that Korra did that had niggas' blood boiling. I'm niggas. This is Coach The One, aka TT.
Once again, don't forget to go check out his channel. As you can see, his videos are extremely entertaining. So definitely go check out his channel. The link will be in the description, and his channel will also be in the description as well. Pinned comment as well.
Devonte The One, grab your popcorn and drink, get your blanket and kick your feet up, whatever device you're on, prop me up while doing your homework, cause we about to get ready to kick off. Bobby, load up the projector. Gotcha, coach.
Okay, he did his own title sequence. Alright, let's go.
So throughout the series, I'm surprised the airport didn't find her because Korra had a lot of baggage that impacted the literal world and got her ass packed up like a Newport, which is fine because that's the beauty of character development. I mean, it's not like she didn't have it at all. She actually did grow a little bit, but it wasn't her strong suit until like the end. That's why off the dribble, I believe some parts of her character tie into why she made so many terrible decisions in the first place. She was arrogant, proud, impulsive, hot-headed, irresponsible, socially unaware, emotionally erratic, reckless, hard-headed, had an emotional range of a damn tube sock, and...
Yeah, I just let that play because I was waiting for him to get something wrong there, but the more he listed, I was just like, yep, bingo, you've got them all.
Even when there was signs of character progression, she turned back the clock, which brings me to bad decision 1. Korra constantly put herself in fights she had no business being.
Yeah, I've seen some people praise her for that, where Aang didn't want to be the Avatar. She wants to be the Avatar and wanted to jump into fights and stuff, maybe to try and prove herself. But at a certain point, you have to pick your fights, basically. Just because you can throw hands doesn't mean you can throw them. You have to be wise enough to know when hands need to be thrown, and I'm trying to think. How many beatings did it take for Korra to finally stop jumping into battles? No, I'm thinking all the way to season 4, and she jumped into a fight with Kuvira when she was still unwell. So, book 1, no. Book 2, no. Book 3, no. Nearly halfway through book 4, no, because she was getting her ass handed to her. So basically, Korra only learned her lesson in the final 2 episodes? Maybe. Who knows? God knows.
Yeah, baby. Although an impressive fighter with mad potential, she constantly got...
Hold on, there was something there. I kind of missed it. What was it?
Although an impressive...
I actually like how Korra fights. She just needs a lot of improvements. She also needs to use the Avatar state more tactically. She barely used it, and when she did use it, it was at very terrible times, which is strange when you realize after book 2 or at the start of book 2, they implied she had already mastered it to a level where she was using it to win races. So, when fights were getting hard, Korra, why weren't you using the avatar state? It's like she was willing to lose fights instead of using something that would make her win those fights. I'm starting to think one of the creators or the writers or maybe the animators, who knows, showrunners, really liked the idea of Korra being beaten. Which, strange, but I'm not going to judge too much.
The fighter with mad potential, she constantly got the sonic rings beat out of her, even in the avatar state, the entire series. Why?
Yep, she was getting her ass handed to her. A good highlight is when she was fighting Unalaq and still losing. He has 1 element, you have 4, you have the avatar state, how were you losing?
Why? Because her main problem when it came to fighting was that
I'm the type of nigga stand on business, nigga. One man arm against 50, nigga. Let's do that. I stand on business, nigga.
she would
Yeah, standing on business, but
prematurely go into battles without proper preparation and counseling, get her teeth kicked in, and instead of getting mad at herself, she got mad at the world. She didn't want to listen to nobody. Like, I don't even remember a fight she won. And a very small population of Aang. Harder villains than Aang? Bro, this the same girl that was a prodigy by the age of 4 being able to bend 3 elements with ease. She came out the womb a threat. On top of that, she was trained by the White Lotus and Aang's son without having to find her teachers from scratch. Basically,
yeah, put that into perspective. Like he's saying, she was a prodigy at 4 years old, able to use 3 elements. From 4 years old over to when she was 18. Korra was being trained day and night. Well, day and night is a bit, is not exactly accurate, but she was basically being trained for all those years. And she was still getting her backside handed to her. Well, and to put that into perspective in Aang's case, in the time between Aang finding out he is the Avatar to fighting Ozai, Aang had the equivalent of less than a year. Because the timeline goes like this. Aang finds out he's the Avatar, spends about, I want to say a few weeks, because not even a month if I remember correctly, training with the air nomads. Well, technically Gyatso was the one in charge of him there. And after the air nomads found out that Gyatso was basically not fully training him, but giving him time to actually grow as a kid, they ended up deciding that they are going to move Aang to the other air temple in order to have him grow or have him be trained faster to be able to contend with the war, which Aang ran away from. So it was only a few weeks at the very most, and then he woke up in the future 100 years later, in which he had less than a year until he fought Ozai. So from the moment Aang found out he was the Avatar to solving the 100 Years' War, it took him a year. At 12 years old, mind you. And Korra, after training for years upon years, from a child to an adult, was losing consistently. Saying Korra was losing because she had harder villains falls apart when you realize how strong Aang was when he had the least amount of time to practice. Maybe it's just because Korra was weak. I rambled for a bit there. I might remove this segment or not. Let's go.
handed to her. On top of that, having access to teachers with different abilities like metal bending, lava bending, sand bending, blood bending, spirit bending. On top of that, having multiple of the best guidance in the world that was happy to help her emotionally, spiritually, physically, and psychologically. Yet, she still got that ass blocked off the glass by Sahir, ankles took, straight bedazzled by Kuvira, in front of her whole army, 360 windmill dunked, nuts on head by Amon.
Unhat me, you goblin!
Ejected out the game by Unalaq. Not gonna lie.
I really hope he mentions how she was losing to old lady Toph. Now, I know some Korra defenders are immediately going to spring up with the old, oh, but she was poisoned at the time. Yeah, she was. So? Okay, so to anyone who got rage baited by when I said so, here's a small explanation for that. I said that because, well, yes, Korra was going through a lot, PTSD and such. We're talking about Avatar Aang, the one who got shot by lightning in the back and nearly lost his life on the spot. He had to carry that injury, that scar, which was both spiritual, mental, and physical, had to deal and contend with the idea that he had failed the world, which was now basically going to end. But the main difference between the two is, while Korra had PTSD, she was living in a world where she could step away from her responsibilities to fix herself and actually, go on a journey to fix her mind and get better. Aang didn't have that. So when he literally just came from sheer death, near death, he had no time to wallow in his sadness and find masters to teach him how to get through that, how to handle his PTSD. He had to get up, realize he had things to do, and carry on his responsibilities. Which, it's kind of sad to know that the fact that Aang spent 100 years in the iceberg is the reason Aang died at 66 years old, which is kinda young for an avatar to die. Kyoshi lived the longest for obvious reasons. Avatar Roku reached his 80s or something, maybe 90s, 80s or 90s, something of that sort. But Aang died relatively early for an avatar, and that was simply because he spent 100 years being frozen. So in Aang's journey, he suffered a lot, but he never had the time or opportunity to wallow in his sadness or process the things happening to him. He was in a world where there was a ticking time bomb. If he took time to himself, the world ends. So he had to carry all that baggage, process it quickly, and get things done. But Korra gets poisoned and she can spend a year or so traveling to get better, or attempt to anyway, because it didn't work until much later. Anyway, I think you get my point, and if you don't, I can explain it a bit better in another video.
And made him piss his pants so expeditiously he had to run to his last resort to win his fade with her. Golly, I'll give her that. And I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, bloodbenders are OP. She couldn't fight somebody that's making the water in her body twerk. Man, pish posh. Y'all must have forgot what Avatar Aang had to say about that when he had the same thing happen to him. Every single drop of all you got.
Yeah, they showed that in the same season. They said that Avatar Korra couldn't access the Avatar state because she was not connected spiritually. What do you mean she wasn't connected spiritually? The Avatar state doesn't need you to be connected that way. It's a defense mechanism designed to empower the Avatar with the experiences and powers of the past lives. It doesn't need you to have access to it in a spiritual sense. It activates to defend you. So why wasn't the Avatar state helping Korra at all? The funniest answer I have is, the previous avatars noticed how arrogant Korra was, how she didn't ever turn to them or need them, and they all just said, you know what, we don't care, we're not going to support you anymore. Aang was the only one who even attempted to speak to Korra. Not that she listened half the time, but yeah, Aang was the only one who was kind enough to try and help, but it still doesn't make sense to me how she wasn't able to have the Avatar state help her or defend her when her life was in danger. And later on, she just doesn't use the Avatar state when it actually matters anyway.
Do you know how strong your Avatar state has to be to overpower a bloodbender? Good googly moogly! Freak out of here with that bullcrap! Avatar has their own versions of hard villains which they have to adapt to. It's no excuse. Korra got her shit rocked throughout the entire series like a newborn baby, and
by literally all of her villains. All of them kicked her around.
Ungodly amount of times, and it was pissing me off. Not because she was losing. Ain't nothing wrong with losing fights. We all do at some point. But it becomes a problem when you get your lungs digged in, then get mad at the people trying to help you because you think you know better. And that's why she got poisoned by Sahir and his crew. Absolutely embarrassed by Kuvira. By the way, W outfit, W hair.
Mind you, I just thought of this right now. When she was on those chains, what was stopping her from going into the Avatar state before they used the poison? Was she worried they were going to end her life or something? Which, that doesn't make sense either. They tried to end her life immediately as the Avatar state kicked in, and it failed because she was lashing out. Couldn't she have done that beforehand? Oh my god. Okay, and yes, I agree. This outfit was actually pretty good.
Best Korra outfit got completely shattered by Una.
Well, I don't think I agree about best Korra outfit. I think her original one, the water tribe one, was better for me anyway.
Unalak got her bending abilities taken away by Amon, which Aang from the dead had to resupply her abilities back in her arsenal after she was about to give up completely, then stormed out on everybody she loved, which in that case of losing her abilities, I mean, that's completely justified. I mean, I'd be mad too if I lost all my bending abilities. Like, let's be real here, y'all. But in other cases, dang, calm down, shorty. Your reaction is okay, but taking it out on everybody was so unnecessary. Like, I'm gonna need you to get it together. I think you need one of these. Chat, imagine how vicious Korra's hands would have been had she listened to her guidance, humbled herself, and learned how to take accountability and utilized every single thing handed to her on a silver platter. Oh my. Bad decision too.
Yeah, I think I would have actually liked that if Korra was way more capable and lost a lot less. I would have liked her a lot more as an avatar, because it would actually show that she paid attention and actually, learned from what was happening to her.
Korra left the spirit portals open.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was hoping you would mention this, because this is hands down the worst decision any avatar has ever made. Literally. The worst decision any avatar has ever made. She literally saw a straight up movie of Avatar 1 discovering the reason why he wanted to close the portals. She saw that, so she has all the evidence in 4K, and then just went, what if Avatar 1 was wrong? No, he isn't. What if spirits and humans are meant to be together? How can you watch Avatar 1 story and come to that decision? Not only do the spirits want to be left alone, human beings want to be left alone. There was a funny comment I heard somewhere or read somewhere that said something like, humans themselves cannot get along with humans. What makes you think adding another species is going to make things better? But that's not something Korra thought of, and the worst part for me is Korra's decision to leave the spirit portals open was made solely by her, because Tenzin couldn't do his job as a teacher and actually advise her, after having all the evidence as to why the portals should remain closed. Korra looked at the portals, made a selfish decision because she didn't want to be the gatekeeper or the guide between spirits and humans. She gave up that responsibility and basically said, okay, humans, you probably don't want the spirit portals open. The majority of you don't. Spirits, you obviously don't want the spirit portals open. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the spirit portals. I'm not going to get input from either side. And you guys are going to just have to deal with it.
So after Korra got done fusing back with Rava, Tenzin's like, alright, shorty, close the portals and let's bounce. And right before she was about to close the portal, she stopped. She started questioning herself.
She stopped. She questioned herself.
Quote,
she made a selfish choice.
What if Unalak was right when he said the Avatar shouldn't be the bridge between the two? What if humans and spirits weren't meant to live apart?
They are.
Basically, just like how Avatar 1 believed closing the portals was the right thing to do in his time period, Korra questioned his belief and believed that leaving the portals open was the right thing to do because
it isn't.
She wanted to forge her own path with good intent behind it. But you know what Tenzin's advice was? And I quote, I think you should trust your instincts. Oh.
Exactly. Boy, was he a bad teacher.
Oh, hell no! There's nothing I could teach you. Cap. You are the Avatar. Tenzin, just do us all a favor and shut your bitch! Whatever your decision, I support it. Oh.
Worst teacher ever.
Oh my gosh! Whatever Tenzin's smoking, and the rest of the gang included, keep that away from me. You telling me everybody conceded and let her do it? Ay Dios mío! Did y'all forget who she was at the moment? She ain't have that much character progression. He could have thought critically.
I think the quality dropped. Hold on. What's the quality of? No, it didn't. The video itself is like that.
About her character in the nature of the worlds and said, hell no! Forget them being more knowledgeable about the spirits and having 10,000 years of it. Close the damn portal! Tenzin should have did what Future Trunks did for his world. If you leave that portal open, it'll be the end of all of us! No!
You know what? Yeah, just isekai me into the Legend of Korra verse. Give me any element. Honestly, doesn't matter. Korra has lost to far less Send me back to that exact moment so I can kick both of them in the neck. Because, oh God, if we end up finding out the reason Seven Havens happens and the world is literally destroyed is because of that exact choice, God, am I going to be happy. Happy that I was right, not happy because the entire world was destroyed. Anyway.
Now, Korra has every right to forge her own path, but I don't believe she should do it without wisdom and seeking counsel. More counsel. The right counsel.
Yes. Maybe talk to the other avatars. Talk to Katara. Anyone else, maybe? Talk to the spirits, maybe. There are some ancient spirits who would love to share their experiences on the matter. But no, none of that. She just forged her own path, which... Shouldn't Korra now be able to talk to Rava? Why don't you get her opinion on this? Or did she just decide to shut up along with the other avatars when they were lost? Maybe the one who has PTSD is Rava, not Korra.
Because I get that she had good intentions, but we gotta think logically here. If you understand the nature of both worlds, or just the human world at least, you realize that not everyone will be looking for peace. Humans alone left to their own devices has already caused a lot of problems.
Exactly. Humans alone being left to their own devices caused the 100-year war. And now you want spirits to be a part of that? Spirits have literally been back for about a year or two. And Kuvira already weaponized them to create a spirit laser. But of course, this is not something Korra could have seen coming. You know, it's something anyone with a brain could have seen coming. Anyone who wasn't sheltered and understood how humanity thinks would have just looked at it and think, we're allowing humans access to another dimension, are we? Is that maybe not a bad idea? But no, that's not something Korra would have thought through. She just sees sunshines and rainbows. God, Aang was a pacifist and even he wasn't this stupid.
For centuries. Wars, propaganda, anarchy, capitalism, lust for power, control, and greed by any means. Come on now. Everybody ain't looking for peace. Not all bending or regular humans, and especially not all big-ass superpowered spirits that can destroy a continent. And especially if I can shoot fire out my hands. Hell, I need a gun for. Do you know what crash out YNs could do with that? See, in this world, wherever there's a beautiful tree, there will always be a bad apple in the mix ready to destroy the roots. And understanding that, I believe that the best option would have been to keep the freaking portals closed and
could not agree more. Keep the portals closed.
Continue letting the Avatar be the bridge. Forget what Unalaq said, cause think about it. If Batu's wicked ass emerged from it, then who knows what else can, bro?
Exactly. It's like she saw that the villain's plan was literally to open the portals and keep them open. And at the end of the season, Korra goes, you know what? I think the villains were right. Let's do what the villains wanted to do. See this big red button that exposes the world to untold dangers? What if the villains had a point in wanting to press this button? What if the untold dangers are friendly? God, you don't hate Korra enough.
Sitting there like, Korra, if you leave that portal open, it'll be the end of all of us. No! And you know what, chat? For years, I wondered what the Avatar world amounted to after the second series ended. My ass cheeks stayed clenched up until I got the recent news, because I believed leaving the portals open would most likely cause problems between...
And it did.
The human world and the spirit world. Lo and behold, the new Avatar series coming out soon confirms my initial theory and puts me at ease to unclench these cheeks. Bobby synopsis! Gotcha, boss. The new series coming out will be called Avatar 7 Havens. Avatar 7 Havens is set in a world shattered by a devastating cataclysm. A young earthbender discovers she's the new Avatar after Korra, but in this dangerous era, that title marks her as humanity's destroyer not its savior. Hunted by both human and spirit enemies, she and her long-lost twin must uncover their mysterious origins and save the Seven Havens before civilization's last stronghold collapses. Damn! So whatever cataclysm that happened during Korra's time both caused the world to go into a post-apocalyptic time, hanging on the edge of destruction, and caused both worlds to hate the Avatar because 9 times out of 10, it was caused because of Korra leaving the portals open. See, Aang brought an end to chaos just for Korra to start it back up. Now the new Avatar has to deal with and clean up the mess Korra potentially started. And I don't want to hear nothing about people putting her in the same ballpark as Avatar.
Yeah, just don't. They are in a league of their own. In 1 year of finding out he's the Avatar, Aang literally solved a world war which lasted 100 years. Korra left the world worse than how she found it.
Which, if you do, I highly, indubitably disagree with you. Korra's done her fair share of good, but it'll never amount to what Aang has done. Korra is extremely talented, but she's not as talented as Aang.
No, you're not a D-rider. I mean, if literally stating the truth and facts is D-riding, then I guess a lot of people are D-riders.
We talking about Twinkle Toes, the first Avatar to spirit bend, redirect lightning, have tough seismic sense, mastered air at the age of freaking...
Oh yeah, did Korra ever actually master seismic sense at all? I know she's a metal bender, but did she ever learn seismic sense? I don't know, and if she did, she doesn't use it in combat.
12, technically 112, invented the air scooter, mastered all 4 elements in 1 year, kept the airbenders from going extinct, defeated one of the most strongest firebenders ever while he was at his most dangerous, was the youngest to master the Avatar state, ended a war that lasted 100 years, brought along a period of peace which he mediated and kept under control, was more in tune with his spirit side, had better character development, actually won a lot of his fights, which, keep in mind, he was a pacifist, but just because he was a pacifist doesn't mean he wasn't ready to pacifist. You dig what I'm saying? And he did it all when he was 12. A literal kid. Bruh, he was the one who gave Korra her bending back when Amon took him. So let's not put her in the same sentence as Aang Shiesty. And no, she ain't beating Aang in a fight, little bro. She got folded.
Yep, say it. Say it loud for everyone to hear. Avatar Korra will never be able to beat Aang in a fight. Ever.
By little bitties are here. Aang 1v1 is putting her in a...
And yes, I'm talking about 12-year-old Aang. She stands no chance.
Ziploc bag and floating her down the river. And don't even get me started about what Yang Chen or Kyoshi would have did.
Ooh. Yeah, of all the avatars to fight, Yang Chen and Kyoshi are just the ones you do not want to fight. Kyoshi's the one who straight up just would end your life. He doesn't even need a reason, it's just how she is. She's basically a mob boss. And Yang Chen is one of the few airbenders that, well, she actually left the Air Nation. And she was never to shy away from a fight, so... If she is going to fight someone like Avatar Roku or something, or Avatar Korok. Okay, maybe not Korok, he basically just spent his free time attacking spirits, so maybe not him either.
Bad decision 3. Korra got the connection to her past lives severed completely. Oh,
I don't blame that on Korra herself because it wasn't entirely her fault. I mean, not trusting Unalaq in the first place was her fault, but I've never been one to blame her for losing the past lives. Although her decisions did lead her there.
oh my gosh. This one, I know for a fact everybody was pissed about. Out of all her fights, fighting Dark Avatar Vaatu Unalaq was the most important because it
Mind
came
you,
with
she lost that fight.
dire consequences.
She literally
Which
lost
for
that
this one,
fight.
she really didn't consciously put herself in this fight. She just fell into Unalaq's trap in the end because she wasn't the sharpest tool in the cabinet. Damn. For the entire season 2, the writers made it very obvious.
No, but she literally isn't the sharpest tool in the shed at all. He said cabinet, but shed, literally. If you line up all the avatars that we know of, which one of them is the biggest screw up? Korra, stand up, get to the front.
To the audience that Unalaq was a bad guy and had ulterior motives completely hidden from Korra, which in Korra's eyes, he could do no wrong because of obvious reasons.
No, let me put that into context with you. The reason Korra was willing to mistrust absolutely everyone to put Unalaq at the front as the person she trusted more than her father more than Tenzin, and at a certain point even was arguing or in a disagreement with her own mother. Mind you, Korra has the two most supportive parents we are yet to see in the series. Literally, they practically gave this girl almost everything she's ever wanted and were supportive of her decisions. When Unalaq came up, and this is something I had to figure out because I didn't really think of it from this angle, Unalaq comes up, offers her all these magnificent things. He will teach her how to master the spirit world and her spirituality and such. And then he just hit me. The only reason, the main reason Korra trusted Unalaq above everyone else is because he had something she needed or wanted and was willing to throw away everyone else in order to get her own self-interest. Korra felt inadequate because she couldn't learn, she didn't have the spiritual side down, and literally threw away everyone that couldn't provide that to her. Korra, everyone, her own self-interest clouded her judgment.
This being hidden, Korra wanted to go with Unalaq instead of Tenzin and her father because he could teach her something that both of them could not.
Exactly, her own self-interest clouded her. So don't go expecting me to give Korra any sympathy for any of this. This was on her.
Spirit bending. Plus, she already had conflict with Tenzin and her pops, which honestly, after witnessing the whole debacle through the lens of Korra, her reaction seemed pretty accurate because she literally saw her uncle handle a corrupted spirit. In hindsight, a power like that would be very useful because of her job. And he gassed her up, so going to her uncle was a predictable move.
Unalaq basically cracked the code. Step number 1, offer Korra something she doesn't already have. Step number 2, stroke her ego. And that was it. That's just 2 steps. That's all you need. Korra will be on your side at that point.
Issue was that Korra was gullible, hard-headed, and socially unaware, so it led to her downfall in the end. And by this point, y'all already know what happens next. During her fight with Unalaq, she gets backed into a corner. This man starts getting froggy, so he jumps. Bro get to ripping out Rava, the spirit that houses all of the Avatar spirits, right out of Korra. To make matters worse, bruh makes a water whip and start beating Rava like a 1865 cotton field. Yo,
Wild statement, Devonte.
name is Toby.
Oh God, why?
Say it, boy. My name is Bartholomew.
That was so out of left field.
That ain't your name, boy. It is Toby. My name is Jeff.
God damn it.
My name is something wrong. Oh my goodness, he started getting trigger happy.
Okay.
That man was showing
You
no
got me.
mercy.
You got me.
He wanted the connection to her past lives eviscerated. Good googly moogly. Chat, when I tell y'all.
Question. Did Unalaq know that would lead to the erasure of the past lives? Or was that just something they threw in there?
Ash, Aang, and the rest of the avatars before him get Hakkai'd in the blink of an eye. It was like losing family, bro. And watching it again was so tough. My blood didn't even boil, bro. My heart just felt empty. The first time I seen this when it came out, it honestly made me want to just take an Avatar hiatus, cause I just couldn't take all the name.
Yep, and a lot of people did end up taking a permanent hiatus.
I just want to let it be known that this series has a lot of topics, including the ones I brought out today, that if you analyze, you could really write a book out of each and every single one of them. But if I did that, this video would be like 50 hours. And last time I checked, I ain't no damn detective. So I kept...
Yeah, just this reaction alone. This is, by the way, a 16-minute video. I'm honestly under the impression that my own reaction video is currently sitting at what? Half an hour? Or more? I don't know. I've been talking for a while now.
My yapping to a minimum. Yeah, y'all can go watch some other YouTuber break down each and every crevice of Avatar issues with the utmost precision. But me? Fuck no, baby!
Yeah, I might end up doing that in the long run, but it's definitely not going to be today.
Alright, I'm finna go make me a sandwich and watch Reincarnated as a Slime.
Goated series. I might just go do that myself. I haven't watched it in like half a year. It's become kind of a tradition. Every time I remember to just go back and watch it, because Reincarnated as a Slime is such a refreshing anime. Incredible world building, incredible character development, animated brilliantly, the power system is great, the storyline is splendid. So much good in the Reincarnated as Slime series. Sadly, I can't say the same for Korra. Anyway.
Bobby! Already on it, boss. Outro on the way. Such a good slate. I mean, serve
Pause, bro.
it.
Okay, well, this has been a long video. I have yapped a lot. Editing this is going to be a nightmare. But I'll try to get this out in the weekend. Probably Saturday or Sunday this video will go live. I'm not sure. You are the ones watching this, so you tell me when I ended up releasing this video. Or I may just cut this part out if I take too long editing it. Anyway, massive thank you to Devonte The One for letting me react to this video. He's a really great guy. Credits to him, obviously. This video was his and it's really well made. The animations, the writing, the jokes, as you can see from the video, I didn't watch it at all beforehand. I wanted to keep my reactions genuine as possible, so this is my first time watching it, and I think it might be your first time watching it as well. But if you've already watched it, still go give that video a like, subscribe to his channel, give him a comment, give him a lot of support, and again, massive thank you for him for letting me react to this video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Yeah, I may have given a lot of hot takes in this video, which, you know what, if there's anything I said in this video you want me to expand on more, let me know in the comments. I might just end up making a video or short about that. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Peace, my friend.
I want